I was the only woman there. There are no women on these vessels. And it was in dry dock. And I got there, and they said, right, you have to put this on. So they gave me a hard hat and this, and it was a boiler suit. And I was like, what do I wear underneath? And they all stared at me, like, clearly you don't wear anything underneath. It's 40 degrees. It's like, okay, so go onto this vessel. We get in there, it's 40 degrees outside, and then we go into, these are these huge, but I don't know if you've seen them, they've got this big gas vessels with this big kind of bubble-like effect on top, and there's these huge big gas chambers, and they are absolutely vast. I mean, we're talking kind of football pitch sizes, absolutely huge. And it's 40 degrees outside, and we go into one of these huge areas, and the temperature goes up to 60 degrees. And the first thing you start thinking about, these guys are not doing any activity, their nutrition isn't particularly good, they're on these ships for like 6 to 8 weeks at a time, they're not drinking enough water, and they're clearly not drinking enough, they have no idea about the nutritional side of it. So for me, that is fascinating, that is amazing, and to apply sports science is incredible. And this is where sport is, Sally's just given you the perfect example of how sports science and how sports science is science, but it's also an art as well. And I think it carries on so many different levels. And having a business background as well, communication, again, something Sally said really clearly, communication is really, really important. And when it comes to activity and getting people to move, how I communicate with people is absolutely vital. And I think the thing that people like Sally and I do is that you can put a gym here and you can have people or a community here or an individual. It's the bit in the middle that's really vital. You know, there's no point in having a gym over here if no one's going to go to that gym. How do you get people to that gym and how do you keep them there? And we know it's not easy to do that, because there have been countless of campaigns, and here comes in my kind of sports management background, which is I've sat through every single sports campaign that's ever been done since the 80s. You know, Sport for All, remember all those campaigns? Have we changed activity levels throughout all that? No, we haven't. And actually, it's getting worrying. The number of people who are exercising, you think, yeah, it's increasing, but globally, it's getting worse. And where it's even worse is in developing countries, so countries like India and China. So they are getting less active than we are. So in the UK and in the US, you're talking about 30% less activity overall. In developing countries like China, it's going up to 45% of people in terms of slowing down of activity rates. So it is really a global epidemic, and we have to start getting people to move more, and we have to start thinking laterally about how we do that. And that's the bit that I really love and what I do. So that's me, I think.